Welcome to Sleeping Researcher, your peaceful space for gentle science narration designed to help you relax and drift into restful sleep. Here we explore the wonders of the natural world through soft, calming stories about science, inviting your mind to wander slowly and peacefully. Today we embark on a quiet journey into the subtle beauty of patterns, symmetry, and the mathematical principles that quietly shape the world around us. From the delicate spirals of seashells to the repeating designs on a butterfly's wings, nature reveals a hidden language written in shapes and numbers. These patterns are not random. They follow elegant rules that have fascinated scientists and artists alike for centuries. As we explore them together, you may find yourself noticing the gentle rhythms and balances that bring harmony to the natural world, encouraging a sense of calm and wonder within. Before we begin, if you enjoy this peaceful exploration, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Sleeping Researcher. Your support helps us continue sharing these soothing stories that blend science and serenity for your restful moments. Now, let us slowly and quietly uncover the graceful mathematics woven into the fabric of nature, inviting you to relax deeply and discover a new appreciation for the calm order hidden in the world around us.
Imagine walking through a quiet forest or gazing upon a vast field of wild flowers. At first glance, nature may seem chaotic and unpredictable. Yet a closer look reveals an intricate tapestry woven from delicate, repeating patterns. These patterns are not mere happenstance. They are the subtle language through which nature expresses harmony and order. From the spirals of a seashell to the branching of trees and veins in leaves, patterns and symmetry emerge as fundamental principles shaping the living world. It is within this elegant structure that we begin to appreciate how nature is far from random, instead revealing a profound underlying mathematical beauty. This realization invites us to explore deeper, to uncover the connections between natural design and the universal laws that govern it.
Patterns in nature often manifest through symmetry, a concept that resonates with our innate sense of balance and proportion. Symmetry can take many forms, from the radial symmetry of a starfish to the bilateral symmetry seen in human faces and butterfly wings. Such symmetry is not only visually pleasing, but also serves practical purposes, influencing how organisms grow, move, and interact with their surroundings. The repetition of shapes and forms follows precise mathematical rules, often described by geometry and ratios that have fascinated scientists and philosophers for centuries. These principles allow nature to optimize resources, maximize efficiency, and maintain stability within ecosystems. Observing symmetry in the natural world encourages us to recognize the interconnectedness between form and function, reminding us that beauty and utility are often intertwined in elegant ways. Beyond symmetry, nature also embraces complex mathematical principles such as fractals and the Fibonacci sequence, each contributing to the rich diversity of patterns we observe. Fractals, with their self-similar structures repeating at different scales, are evident in the jagged outlines of coastlines, the branching patterns of rivers, and the intricate arrangements of snowflakes. The Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, appears in the spirals of sunflower heads and pine cones, guiding the efficient packing and growth of these natural forms. These mathematical patterns are not just abstract concepts, but living blueprints that enable organisms to adapt and thrive in their environments. Through the lens of mathematics, we gain insight into the fundamental codes that nature employs to create order from complexity. The study of these patterns and principles also bridges the gap between art and science, revealing how nature's designs inspire human creativity and innovation. Architects, artists, and engineers have long drawn from the symmetry and mathematical elegance observed in the natural world to inform their work, leading to structures and artworks that resonate with the same sense of harmony found in living organisms. This interplay highlights the universality of patterns as a connective thread linking diverse disciplines and experiences. As we continue to explore the depth of nature's blueprint, we begin to appreciate more fully how the repetition and order embedded in the natural world shape not only the environment, but also our understanding of beauty and balance. Such reflections prepare us to delve further into the specific mathematical frameworks that underpin these remarkable natural phenomena. Patterns are recurring arrangements of shapes, colors, or structures that appear consistently across time and space within the natural world. They manifest in countless forms, from the intricate spirals of a seashell to the rhythmic branching of trees and the tessellated scales of a reptile. These repetitions are not random. Rather, they arise from fundamental physical laws and biological processes that govern growth, development, and organization. By observing these regularities, we gain insight into the mechanisms that shape life itself, revealing how complex forms emerge from simple rules. The presence of patterns provides a sense of predictability and coherence to our surroundings, allowing living beings, including humans, to navigate and adapt to their environments more effectively. Understanding what patterns are and why they matter opens a window into the harmony underlying the apparent diversity of life, inviting us to explore the subtle connections that unite all living systems. Symmetry is one of the most evident and profound expressions of patterns in nature. It refers to the balanced and proportionate arrangement of parts on either side of a dividing line or around a central point. This concept extends beyond mere aesthetics, playing a crucial role in biological function and evolutionary fitness. For example, bilateral symmetry in animals often facilitates coordinated movement and sensory perception, while radial symmetry in flowers and marine creatures enhances reproductive success and environmental interaction. Symmetry also appears in crystalline structures and molecular formations, where it dictates the stability and behavior of materials. The universal occurrence of symmetry suggests that natural selection favors forms that maintain balance and efficiency, reflecting an intrinsic order embedded within living systems. By recognizing symmetry, we begin to appreciate how nature optimizes form and function simultaneously, weaving mathematical principles into the fabric of life itself. This recognition encourages us to look deeper into the frameworks that govern these harmonious designs. Mathematical principles provide the language through which patterns and symmetry in nature can be precisely described and understood. Concepts such as the Fibonacci sequence, fractals, and the golden ratio serve as tools to decode the complexity of natural forms. The Fibonacci sequence, for instance, reveals itself in the arrangement of leaves around a stem or the spirals of a sunflower head, optimizing light exposure and seed packing. Fractals, with their self-similar patterns at multiple scales, appear in phenomena like snowflakes, mountain ranges, and even the branching of blood vessels, illustrating how complexity can emerge from simple, iterative processes. The golden ratio is often associated with aesthetically pleasing proportions found in shells, hurricanes, and galaxies, hinting at a universal standard of balance. These mathematical frameworks not only help scientists describe what they observe, but also enable predictive modeling of natural processes, bridging the gap between abstract theory and tangible reality. Exploring these principles enriches our understanding of the interconnectedness and order that permeate the living world. The significance of patterns, symmetry, and mathematical principles extends beyond the realm of academic inquiry. They influence the very way we perceive and interact with the world. Recognizing these elements in nature fosters a sense of wonder and respect for the intricate systems that sustain life. It also informs practical applications, from improving agricultural practices by mimicking natural growth patterns to advancing medical diagnostics through the study of cellular structures. Moreover, the appreciation of natural order inspires sustainable design and innovation, guiding humanity toward harmonious coexistence with the environment. By decoding these patterns, we not only unlock the secrets of biological form, but also cultivate a deeper connection to the rhythms and cycles that shape our planet. This perspective invites continual exploration into the fundamental laws that govern existence, encouraging a mindful engagement with the natural world. Our journey into these concepts leads naturally to a closer examination of the specific mathematical frameworks that underpin these remarkable natural phenomena. As we turn our attention to symmetry, we begin to witness one of nature's most profound strategies for achieving balance and harmony. Symmetry, in its many forms, is a guiding principle that manifests across a vast array of living organisms and natural structures. It is the invisible thread that weaves together the fabric of biological design, ensuring that structures are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also functionally efficient. From the bilateral symmetry of a butterfly's wings to the radial symmetry found in starfish and flowers, this balanced arrangement allows organisms to optimize their interaction with the environment. Symmetry contributes to stability, movement, and even reproductive success, shaping the way life evolves and adapts. In recognizing this, we come to understand that symmetry is not mere decoration, but a fundamental blueprint that supports survival and growth in the natural world.
The mathematical principles underlying symmetry reveal a deeper layer of order within seemingly complex biological forms. Nature often employs geometric patterns and ratios, such as the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, which frequently appear in the spirals of shells, the arrangement of leaves, and the branching patterns of trees. These mathematical relationships guide the distribution of resources and the development of structures with remarkable efficiency. Symmetry, combined with these numerical patterns, enables organisms to maximize exposure to sunlight, optimize nutrient absorption, and maintain structural integrity. This interplay of form and function demonstrates how mathematical precision is embedded within the very essence of life, reflecting a universal language that transcends species and ecosystems. By studying these principles, scientists and mathematicians gain insight into the elegant simplicity that governs complex natural phenomena. Beyond individual organisms, symmetry and mathematical patterns extend to ecosystems and environmental formations, illustrating nature's penchant for balance on multiple scales. The arrangement of leaves on a stem, known as phyllotaxis, follows precise angular separations that minimize shading and maximize photosynthesis, showcasing efficiency in energy capture. Similarly, the hexagonal patterns of honeycomb cells constructed by bees are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also represent an optimal use of space and materials. This geometric efficiency reduces waste and enhances structural strength, demonstrating how symmetry serves practical purposes in natural engineering. These examples highlight nature's ability to solve complex problems through simple, repeatable patterns, suggesting that symmetry is a key to sustainability and resilience. Observing these patterns invites us to reflect on the interconnectedness of life and the environment, where balance is maintained through mathematical harmony. The study of symmetry also provides profound insights into animal biology, where balanced proportions often play crucial roles in movement, sensory perception, and behavior. Bilateral symmetry, where the body can be divided into mirror image halves, is common among animals and is closely linked to directional movement and sensory integration. This form of symmetry allows for coordinated locomotion, efficient hunting or foraging, and enhanced environmental awareness. In contrast, radial symmetry, found in organisms like jellyfish and sea urchins, supports a different lifestyle, enabling equal interaction with the environment from all sides. These symmetrical designs have evolved to match the ecological niches and survival strategies of each species, exemplifying how nature balances form and function through mathematical consistency. Understanding these relationships enriches our appreciation for the silent logic that guides evolution and adaptation. As we contemplate the pervasive presence of symmetry in nature, we recognize it as a testament to the underlying order and intelligence woven into the living world. This balance is not static, but dynamic, continuously adjusted through growth, healing, and environmental interaction. The principles of symmetry guide not only the physical form, but also biological processes, from cellular division to the arrangement of molecules within tissues. By exploring these patterns, we uncover a harmonious dialogue between mathematics and biology, where efficiency and beauty coexist. This exploration leads us deeper into the study of natural frameworks, encouraging a mindful observation of how such principles might inspire human creativity and innovation. Our path now gently moves toward understanding how these symmetrical principles extend into the broader mathematical frameworks that shape the natural world. In the vast tapestry of the natural world, symmetry often reveals itself in distinct and recognizable forms. One of the most common and visually striking types is radial symmetry, where elements radiate outward from a central point, much like the spokes of a wheel or the petals of a daisy. This form of symmetry is prevalent in many marine creatures, such as starfish and jellyfish, allowing them to interact with their environment equally from all directions. Radial symmetry is not merely an aesthetic choice, but serves functional purposes, such as facilitating movement, feeding, and sensory perception in a uniform manner. Observing this symmetry invites us to appreciate how nature optimizes form and function through a balanced repetition around a central axis. The presence of radial symmetry encourages us to consider how a simple mathematical principle, rotation around a point, can manifest in such diverse biological contexts, bridging the gap between geometry and life's complexity. Another pervasive form of symmetry in the natural world is bilateral symmetry, where an organism's body can be divided into mirror image halves along a single plane. This type of symmetry is characteristic of a vast array of animals, including humans, insects, and birds. Bilateral symmetry often correlates with directional movement and the development of a head or sensory organs concentrated on one end. This arrangement supports streamlined navigation through the environment and the efficient processing of sensory information. From an evolutionary perspective, bilateral symmetry provides advantages that have shaped the body plans of countless species. The mathematical simplicity of mirror reflection in bilateral symmetry echoes through the structure of organisms, reminding us that fundamental geometric principles underpin the diversity and adaptability observed in nature. Beyond radial and bilateral forms lies the elegant spiral symmetry, a mesmerizing pattern found throughout nature, from the unfurling of fern fronds to the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower head. Spirals often follow mathematical sequences such as the Fibonacci series,
where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, resulting in growth patterns that optimize packing and resource distribution. This spiral arrangement is not only aesthetically compelling, but also functionally efficient, allowing plants and shells to expand smoothly without losing structural integrity. The recurrence of spirals in nature demonstrates a deep connection between growth processes and underlying mathematical laws, illustrating how living organisms harness these principles for survival and beauty. The study of spiral forms invites us to explore the intersection of mathematics, biology, and physics, revealing a world where patterns transcend mere appearance to become vital components of life's design. Recognizing these varied types of symmetry enriches our understanding of the natural world's complexity and coherence. Each symmetry type reveals a unique way that life organizes itself, balancing form and function through mathematical precision. Whether through the balanced arms of radial symmetry, the mirrored halves of bilateral organisms, or the graceful curves of spirals, nature consistently employs symmetry as a tool for adaptation and efficiency. This awareness deepens our appreciation for the intricate patterns that shape the living environment and encourages a mindful reflection on how such principles might be applied beyond biology. As we continue our exploration, these symmetrical forms guide us toward a broader comprehension of the mathematical frameworks that underpin not only shapes, but also processes and interactions within nature. Among the many mathematical principles woven into the fabric of nature, the golden ratio stands out as a particularly elegant and fascinating example. Often denoted by the Greek letter phi, approximately equal to 1.618, this unique number has captivated thinkers, artists, and scientists for centuries. It appears as a divine proportion, a special relationship between two quantities where the ratio of the whole to the larger part is the same as the ratio of the larger part to the smaller. This harmonious proportion is not merely a human construct, but a recurring pattern found in countless natural forms. From the arrangement of leaves around a stem to the pattern of seeds within a sunflower, the golden ratio frequently guides growth and structure, optimizing space and energy efficiency. This mathematical constant subtly orchestrates the balance between chaos and order, providing a bridge between the tangible beauty we observe and the abstract principles that govern it. The golden ratio manifests vividly in the spiral patterns seen in many living organisms. The shells of certain mollusks, such as the nautilus, display a logarithmic spiral that expands in proportion to phi, creating a visually striking and mathematically precise growth pattern. This spiral allows the organism to grow without changing its shape, a perfect example of nature's efficiency and elegance. Similarly, the arrangement of seeds in sunflowers and pine cones follows spiraling patterns that correspond to Fibonacci numbers, closely linked to the golden ratio. These spirals enable optimal packing, ensuring that each seed has maximum exposure to resources like sunlight and nutrients. Through this lens, we begin to perceive nature not just as a random assortment of forms, but as a carefully balanced system where mathematical laws are interwoven with biological function. Such observations encourage us to consider how these timeless principles influence development and survival, extending their reach far beyond simple aesthetics. Beyond the microscopic and botanical world, the golden ratio also emerges on a cosmic scale, hinting at the universality of its influence. Certain spiral galaxies, with their majestic arms winding gracefully outward, bear an uncanny resemblance to the fire-related spirals found in shells and flowers. While the processes forming galaxies are governed by gravity and dynamics distinct from biology, the recurrence of similar patterns suggests that the golden ratio may be a fundamental principle of natural organization. This cosmic echo of a mathematical concept reinforces the idea that beauty and order arise from underlying laws that transcend scale and material. The golden ratio becomes a symbol not only of aesthetic harmony, but of the interconnectedness of natural phenomena, linking the smallest seed to the grandeur of galactic formations. In contemplating these connections, we are invited to explore how mathematics serves as a universal language, revealing the hidden order in the seemingly chaotic universe. As we turn our attention from the vastness of galaxies to the intimate details of plant life, the Fibonacci sequence reveals itself with remarkable clarity. This sequence, where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, appears frequently in the arrangement of leaves, petals, and seeds. For example, the spirals found in sunflower heads often correspond to consecutive Fibonacci numbers, such as 34 and 55, or 55 and 89. These spirals twist outward in opposing directions, creating a pattern that not only pleases the eye, but also serves a practical purpose. The arrangement allows for the most efficient packing of seeds within the flower's head, maximizing space without wasted gaps. This natural optimization ensures that the plant can produce and protect as many seeds as possible, enhancing its chances for reproduction and survival. Such a pattern demonstrates how mathematical principles can underpin biological structures in a way that is both elegant and functional. Pine cones offer another fascinating example of the Fibonacci sequence manifesting in nature. When observing their scales, one can count spirals running in two directions, each often corresponding to numbers from the Fibonacci series. This dual spiral pattern not only creates a visually balanced symmetry, but also reflects how the plant grows over time. Each new scale is added in a way that maintains this spiral arrangement, allowing the pinecone to expand while preserving its structural integrity. The precise orderliness found in such growth is a testament to nature's inherent efficiency, where evolutionary pressures favor patterns that optimize space and resource distribution. In this way, the Fibonacci pattern serves as a blueprint for growth, guiding the development of complex forms from simple mathematical rules. Beyond seeds and scales, The Fibonacci sequence influences the phyllotaxis of many plants, the arrangement of leaves on a stem. This pattern ensures that leaves are positioned to receive maximum sunlight and rain, minimizing shadowing and overlap. By following Fibonacci angles, plants can distribute their leaves evenly around the stem, optimizing photosynthesis and water collection. Such precise spacing is not random, but emerges from growth processes tuned to mathematical relationships. The repeated appearance of these numbers across different species and structures hints at a deep connection between biology and mathematics, where natural selection has harnessed numerical patterns to solve complex challenges in growth and survival. This harmony between form and function reveals a subtle intelligence woven into the fabric of life. Observing these patterns invites us to consider how the Fibonacci sequence is more than a numerical curiosity. It is a key to understanding nature's strategies for efficiency and balance. The spirals in sunflower seeds and pinecone scales are not merely decorative but represent optimal packing and growth mechanisms. These arrangements minimize wasted space and material, reflecting a natural economy that has been honed over millions of years. The mathematical principles guiding these patterns exemplify how life consistently finds order amidst complexity, crafting structures that are both beautiful and practical. As we continue to explore these natural designs, we begin to see mathematics as an intrinsic part of the living world, a language through which nature expresses its enduring wisdom. In contemplating the Fibonacci sequence in plants, we glimpse a world where numbers shape living forms, blending aesthetics with purpose. This interplay between mathematics and biology encourages us to look deeper into the rhythms and cycles that govern growth and form. It suggests that beneath the surface of organic diversity lies a network of principles guiding development, efficiency, and harmony. As we move forward, this understanding opens pathways to explore other mathematical patterns in nature, such as symmetry and fractals, each offering new insights into the elegant complexity of the natural world. As we shift our attention beyond the familiar patterns of growth, we encounter fractals, remarkable shapes that reveal infinite complexity arising from simple, repeated rules. These intricate forms appear throughout nature, from the branching of trees to the rugged outlines of coastlines, and even in the billowing shapes of clouds. What makes fractals so extraordinary is their self-similarity. Each small part resembles the whole, no matter how closely we examine it. This recursive property allows nature to construct forms that are both endlessly detailed and efficiently organized, providing a visual harmony that resonates on multiple scales. Such fractal patterns are not merely aesthetic. They embody mathematical principles that have fascinated scientists and artists alike, offering a bridge between abstract theory and tangible reality. The concept of fractals brings us to a deeper understanding of how complexity can emerge from simplicity. At the heart of fractal geometry lie iterative processes, repeating a simple rule again and again to generate a shape of astonishing intricacy. For example, the branching patterns of trees follow such rules, where each branch splits into smaller branches, which in turn split further, creating a hierarchy that maximizes sunlight exposure and nutrient distribution. Similarly, the jagged coastline's irregular contours arise from natural forces acting repeatedly over time, carving shapes that maintain a consistent level of detail, regardless of the scale at which they are viewed. This principle of scale invariance is a defining feature of fractals, illustrating how nature optimizes form and function through elegantly simple mathematical mechanisms. In this way, fractals become a language through which we can decode the complexity of natural shapes. Clouds, with their seemingly chaotic yet beautifully structured forms, also provide a living canvas for fractal geometry. The soft, billowing edges and swirling patterns of clouds exhibit fractal characteristics, reflecting the turbulent but patterned behavior of air and moisture. By applying fractal mathematics, meteorologists and physicists gain insights into atmospheric dynamics, helping to model and predict weather phenomena with greater precision. Beyond practical applications, the fractal nature of clouds and other natural phenomena reminds us of the interconnectedness between order and randomness, between the predictable and the unpredictable. This balance is a testament to nature's ability to orchestrate complexity through fundamental rules that are universal and timeless. Exploring fractals thus invites us to appreciate the underlying unity of natural forms, even in their most intricate details. The study of fractals extends beyond the natural world, inspiring innovations in technology, art, and science. Computer-generated fractals mimic the self-similar patterns found in nature, creating images and models that capture the essence of organic complexity. These digital fractals serve as tools for understanding not only natural phenomena, but also abstract concepts in mathematics and physics. By harnessing simple, iterative algorithms, we can simulate the growth of plants, the erosion of landscapes, or the formation of galaxies, all of which echo the fractal principles observed in reality. This interplay between natural and artificial fractals deepens our appreciation for the mathematical foundations that permeate existence, encouraging a holistic perspective on how order emerges from simplicity. As we continue to explore these patterns, we open new doors to understanding the profound structures woven into the fabric of nature. In contemplating fractals, we come to see that the beauty and complexity of nature are not random, but rather the product of elegant mathematical laws that govern growth, form, and structure. These self-similar patterns demonstrate how simple rules can generate astonishing diversity, linking the smallest details to the grandest scales. As we delve deeper into the study of symmetry and fractals, we begin to uncover a universe rich with order, where mathematics serves as a key to unlock the mysteries of living and non-living forms alike. This ongoing journey invites us to embrace a new perspective, one where complexity is understood through the lens of underlying principles, guiding us toward further discoveries in the natural world. Next, we turn our attention to the role of symmetry, another fundamental concept that shapes the elegance and balance we observe all around us. At the heart of fractals lies a remarkable mathematical concept, iteration. This process involves applying a simple formula repeatedly, feeding the output of one step back into the same formula to generate the next. Though the rules may be straightforward, the results are far from simple. Through iteration, fractals emerge as infinitely complex shapes that exhibit self-similarity, their patterns repeating at every scale, from the tiniest branches of a fern to the vast outlines of mountain ranges. This endless repetition is not merely an abstract idea, but a reflection of natural growth processes, where the same fundamental principles guide the formation of intricate structures. By exploring iterative equations such as the Mandelbrot set or Julia sets, mathematicians have uncovered visual representations of these patterns, revealing how nature's diversity arises from foundational rules. Each iteration adds layers of detail, creating complexity that appears spontaneous yet is deeply ordered, inviting us to appreciate the seamless blend of chaos and structure within the natural world. The beauty of fractals extends beyond their visual appeal, as they provide a bridge between mathematics and the physical world. Many natural phenomena, from the branching of trees and rivers to the rugged outlines of coastlines, can be described through fractal geometry. Unlike traditional Euclidean shapes, fractals capture the irregular, fragmented contours seen in nature, offering a more accurate and elegant framework for understanding form and growth. This connection highlights the power of mathematical principles to model complexity, showing that the apparent randomness of natural shapes is underpinned by consistent, replicable processes. Recognizing these patterns allows scientists to predict and analyze natural systems, providing insights into everything from weather patterns to biological structures, where fractal dimensions serve as quantitative measures of complexity and scale. Delving into the mathematical foundations of fractals reveals a profound truth. Nature's complexity can often arise from surprisingly simple rules. Iterative functions, when combined with feedback loops, produce endlessly varied designs that echo through the environment. This iterative concept mirrors many biological processes, such as cell division or the growth of coral reefs, where repetition and variation lead to intricate, self-similar forms. Through such mathematical lenses, we gain a deeper understanding of how order emerges from seeming disorder, how patterns evolve naturally without external guidance. The study of fractals thus invites us to see nature not as chaotic, but as a harmonious interplay of patterns shaped by fundamental mathematical laws. Moreover, fractals demonstrate a fascinating intersection of art and science, where mathematical precision gives rise to organic beauty. These shapes challenge our traditional notions of geometry, expanding our perspective beyond straight lines and perfect circles to embrace complexity and irregularity. Through the iterative processes that define fractals, we witness the generation of shapes that are both infinitely complex and elegantly simple, reflecting the duality inherent in natural forms. This mathematical artistry deepens our appreciation for the subtle patterns that fill the world around us, reminding us that beneath the surface of complexity lies an underlying order waiting to be discovered. As we continue to observe these patterns, we prepare to explore the concept of symmetry, another fundamental theme that shapes the natural balance and harmony we find everywhere. Spirals are among the most mesmerizing and ubiquitous patterns found throughout the natural world. From the vast expanses of the cosmos to the minute details of a snail's shell, these graceful curves reveal an elegant mathematical order beneath apparent complexity. At a glance, the spiral seems both simple and infinite, a line that winds ever outward or inward, expanding in a way that is both predictable and beautiful. This shape is not merely decorative, it is a fundamental expression of growth and movement that arises from the laws of physics and biology. When we look at a galaxy, such as the Milky Way, its sprawling arms trace a logarithmic spiral, shaped by the gravitational forces and rotational dynamics that govern celestial bodies. Similarly, the spiral pattern in shells or plant formations is often linked to Fibonacci sequences and the golden ratio, which optimize space and resource distribution. These spirals embody a harmony between form and function, revealing how nature uses mathematical principles to create structures that are both efficient and aesthetically pleasing. Understanding the spiral is thus a key to unlocking the underlying processes driving natural phenomena, bridging the gap between abstract mathematics and tangible reality. The occurrence of spirals in biological systems is particularly fascinating because it illustrates how living organisms harness mathematical principles to grow and adapt. For example, the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower head or the pattern of scales on a pine cone follow spiral formations that maximize exposure to sunlight and optimize packing density. This efficiency is not accidental, but a result of natural selection favoring growth patterns that conserve energy and space. In mollusk shells, the spiral shape grows by adding new material in a consistent, proportional manner, creating a self-similar form that maintains its shape while increasing in size. This process mirrors the concept of self-similarity found in fractals, where the whole resembles its parts at different scales. Moreover, spirals facilitate movement and fluidity in nature. The way a snail's shell coils supports the creature's mobility and protection, while the spiral motion of hurricanes and ocean currents distributes energy across large areas, influencing climate and ecosystems. These examples highlight how spirals serve both structural and dynamic roles, revealing the intimate relationship between form and function in nature's design. By appreciating these natural spirals, we gain insight into the strategies life employs to sustain itself through inherently mathematical growth and motion. Beyond biological forms, the spiral pattern also appears in physical phenomena, underscoring its universality as a natural principle. In the realm of physics, spirals emerge in fluid dynamics, where the movement of particles in vortices and whirlpools creates swirling patterns that can be described mathematically. These spiral motions are not random, but follow predictable trajectories governed by forces such as angular momentum and conservation of energy. Even the structure of certain weather systems, like cyclones, demonstrates how spirals distribute forces in a balanced and efficient manner, stabilizing the system as it evolves. On a cosmic scale, the spiral arms of galaxies form because of density waves that propagate through the galactic disk, organizing stars and interstellar matter into coherent patterns. This mesmerizing arrangement reflects the interplay of gravity and motion over vast distances and timescales. The recurrence of spiral forms across such diverse contexts, from microscopic cells to galactic structures, suggests that these patterns are deeply embedded in the fabric of the universe, a testament to the power of mathematical principles to shape reality. Recognizing these spirals invites us to see the cosmos as a continuum of forms governed by elegant underlying laws. The study of spirals in nature also opens a window into the profound connections between aesthetics, mathematics, and science. Artists and scientists alike have long been captivated by these forms, which evoke a sense of harmony and balance that resonates on both emotional and intellectual levels. The golden spiral, closely linked to the golden ratio, is celebrated for its pleasing proportions, appearing in architecture, art, and design, inspired by natural forms. Its frequent presence in nature suggests that the human perception of beauty may be deeply rooted in recognizing these mathematical harmonies. In scientific research, modeling spiral growth patterns helps explain developmental biology, material science, and even the behavior of complex systems. Through computational simulations and mathematical analysis, researchers can predict how spiral structures emerge, evolve, and influence function. This interdisciplinary exploration enriches our understanding of nature not as chaotic or arbitrary, but as an intricate network of patterns governed by universal rules. As we delve deeper into these spirals, we discover that they are not simply shapes, but dynamic processes that connect growth, movement, and form in a seamless dance. This realization guides us further into the study of symmetry, another cornerstone of natural balance and structure. Symmetry, a fundamental aspect of natural design, extends far beyond mere aesthetics. It plays a significant role in the biological world, particularly in the context of evolution. Many living organisms exhibit bilateral symmetry, where one half of the body mirrors the other, creating a sense of balance and proportion. This form of symmetry is not only visually appealing, but often signals an underlying genetic health. In evolutionary terms, symmetry can be an indicator of developmental stability, suggesting that an organism has successfully navigated environmental stresses and genetic mutations during growth. This inherent balance can influence mate selection, as many species, including humans, are naturally drawn to symmetrical features. The preference for symmetry in potential mates is thought to be an unconscious strategy for identifying robust and fit partners, thereby increasing the likelihood of healthy offspring. Symmetry therefore serves as a biological signal, subtly guiding reproductive choices and enhancing survival prospects. The advantages of symmetry are not limited to visual cues, but extend into functional aspects of survival. For example, creatures with symmetrical body plans tend to move more efficiently, balance better, and respond more effectively to environmental challenges. Symmetry facilitates coordinated muscle movement and sensory input, which can be vital in predator-prey interactions and everyday navigation. In this way, symmetry supports an organism's ability to thrive in its habitat. Complementing its role in attracting mates, scientists have observed that symmetrical traits often correlate with stronger immune systems and resistance to disease, further reinforcing their value. This intricate link between form and function illustrates how mathematical principles such as symmetry are deeply woven into the fabric of life. The presence of symmetry in natural selection highlights an elegant convergence between biology and geometry, where evolutionary pressures shape the emergence of patterns that are both beautiful and beneficial. Beyond individual organisms, symmetry manifests in the natural world on broader scales, from the radial symmetry of starfish and flowers to the fractal patterns of snowflakes and leaves. Each example reveals a different expression of balance and repetition, reflecting underlying mathematical rules. Radial symmetry, for instance, allows organisms to interact with their environment equally from multiple directions, an advantage in stationary or slow-moving species. Meanwhile, fractals exhibit self-similarity across scales, demonstrating how complex patterns can emerge from simple, iterative processes. These diverse forms of symmetry underscore the versatility and adaptability of natural designs, shaped by millions of years of evolutionary refinement. The consistent appearance of these patterns suggests that symmetry is not merely an accidental feature, but a fundamental principle guiding the development and optimization of life forms. As researchers continue to study these phenomena, they uncover deeper connections between natural history, mathematics, and the persistent drive for efficiency and harmony in living systems. The recognition of symmetry's evolutionary advantages invites us to consider how these patterns influence cognition and perception. Humans, for example, have an innate sensitivity to symmetry, which is often associated with notions of beauty, order, and health. This perceptual bias may have evolved as a survival mechanism, enabling early humans to quickly assess potential mates, identify edible plants, or detect predators. The brain's preference for symmetrical stimuli also plays a role in art and design, where balanced compositions evoke calmness and satisfaction. Understanding how symmetry operates biologically and psychologically reveals a profound interplay between nature's geometry and human experience. It highlights how mathematical principles extend beyond physical forms to shape behavior, culture, and even emotional responses. This awareness enriches our appreciation of the natural world, encouraging a deeper exploration of the patterns that connect life, perception, and meaning. In the quiet hum of a beehive, an extraordinary mathematical principle reveals itself through the construction of honeycombs. Bees, guided by instinct and efficiency, build their wax cells in a perfect tessellation of hexagons. This hexagonal pattern is not merely an aesthetic choice, but a remarkable solution to a complex problem. How to use the least amount of material to create a storage structure that maximizes space. Among the many shapes that could tile a plane without gaps, such as triangles or squares, the hexagon stands out as the most efficient. Its equal sides and angles allow cells to fit together snugly, providing strength and stability while conserving precious wax. This natural tessellation exemplifies how mathematical concepts are embedded in the behavior of living organisms, shaped by millions of years of evolution. The hexagonal honeycomb pattern also demonstrates the principle of symmetry, a fundamental aspect of nature's design language. Each cell exhibits rotational symmetry, meaning it can be rotated by certain angles and still appear unchanged. This symmetry contributes to the overall harmony and balance of the hive structure, enabling bees to build efficiently without error. From a practical standpoint, the hexagonal tiling minimizes the perimeter for a given area, reducing the amount of wax needed while maximizing storage volume. This efficiency reflects an underlying optimization problem solved naturally, one that mathematicians and engineers strive to understand and replicate. The honeycomb thus serves as a bridge between biology and mathematics, revealing how simple geometric principles govern complex biological structures. Beyond their physical structure, the tessellations in honeycombs influence the social and ecological dynamics of bee colonies. The uniformity of hexagonal cells facilitates seamless movement and communication among worker bees as they navigate the hive's labyrinthine interior. This arrangement supports the colony's collective activities, storing honey, nurturing larvae, and maintaining temperature, each cell playing a vital role in the hive's well-being. Moreover, the efficiency of the hexagonal pattern reduces the energetic cost for bees, allowing them to allocate more resources to foraging and reproduction. In this way, the mathematical elegance of tessellation extends its impact from geometry to survival, highlighting the interconnectedness of form and function in nature's designs. The study of tessellations in natural systems like honeycombs inspires numerous fields, from architecture to material science. Engineers and designers seek to emulate the hexagonal pattern to create lightweight yet strong structures, capitalizing on the same balance of efficiency and resilience found in beehives. Even in nanotechnology, tessellated patterns guide the arrangement of atoms and molecules to optimize strength and flexibility. Such applications underscore the universality of mathematical principles, transcending scale from microscopic cells to human-made innovations. Nature's mastery of tessellation invites us to learn from its silent wisdom, encouraging a deeper examination of how abstract concepts like symmetry and tiling manifest in tangible, functional forms. As we observe the delicate geometry of honeycomb tessellations, we begin to appreciate the pervasive presence of patterns in the natural world. These patterns not only satisfy aesthetic desires, but also reveal underlying mathematical truths that govern organic growth and form. From the spirals of galaxies to the branching of trees, the language of mathematics speaks through symmetry and repetition, guiding the evolution of complexity with elegance and purpose. This intimate connection between nature and mathematics invites us to explore further, to uncover the subtle rhythms and structures that compose the fabric of life itself.
As we turn our attention to the gentle undulations that shape sand dunes and the ripples that dance across tranquil waters, we witness the elegant manifestation of wave patterns in nature. These forms arise from the interplay of forces, such as wind and water currents, which push and pull particles into rhythmic, repeating shapes. The graceful arcs of a sand dune's crest mirror the soft crests and troughs of a water ripple, both tracing the same fundamental wave-like motion. This shared geometry reveals a deeper mathematical principle. Wave propagation is governed by predictable rules, even within systems that appear wild and spontaneous. Observing these patterns invites a sense of calm as we recognize the harmony underlying natural motion. The formation of wave patterns involves the delicate balance between energy input and dissipation, a dance that shapes the environment continuously. In deserts, the wind's persistent force moves grains of sand, causing them to accumulate in ridges that shift slowly over time. Similarly, on a lake's surface, gentle breezes create ripples that spread outward, their shapes determined by the water's viscosity and the strength of the wind. Despite the seeming randomness of these environments, the resulting waveforms conform to mathematical models, such as sinusoidal functions, demonstrating the universality of these principles. This predictability offers insight into the behavior of complex systems, where chaos and order coexist in a dynamic equilibrium. The study of wave patterns in nature extends beyond mere observation, revealing the interconnectedness of physical laws that govern matter and energy. Through mathematical frameworks like fluid dynamics and nonlinear systems theory, scientists have unraveled how initial disturbances evolve into stable, repeating waveforms. These principles not only explain the shapes of sand dunes and water ripples, but also illuminate phenomena as diverse as sound waves, light propagation, and even the patterns of neuronal activity in the brain. The recurrence of wave-like structures across scales and contexts underscores the deep unity of natural processes, inviting us to appreciate the subtle order woven into the world's apparent complexity. By learning how wave patterns form and persist through natural forces, we gain a profound understanding of the predictability embedded within chaotic systems. These patterns embody the tension between randomness and determinism, illustrating how simple rules can give rise to intricate and beautiful forms. This insight encourages a contemplative appreciation for the balance maintained by nature, where constant flux results in enduring structures. As we observe these waves, whether in shifting sands or shimmering waters, we glimpse the quiet mathematics that orchestrate the rhythms of life, guiding us gently toward
about the next discovery. Throughout the natural world, patterns emerge with a quiet consistency that invites both wonder and inquiry. These repetitive forms, whether the spiraling arrangement of leaves on a stem or the rhythmic undulations of ocean waves, are not mere happenstance. Instead, they often follow underlying mathematical principles that govern their formation and evolution. Scientists and mathematicians develop models, intricate equations that capture the essence of these rules, allowing us to anticipate how patterns arise and change over time. These models transform the abstract language of mathematics into a tool for understanding the living world, revealing the subtle order woven into seemingly random phenomena. By translating nature's complexity into numbers and formulas, we open a window into the mechanisms that sustain ecosystems and shape the environment. One compelling example is the use of differential equations to describe population dynamics within ecosystems. These mathematical expressions encapsulate how species interact, competing, cooperating, or preying upon one another, and how such relationships influence the growth or decline of populations. By analyzing these models, scientists can predict cycles of abundance and scarcity, helping to anticipate shifts in biodiversity and ecosystem stability. Similarly, models based on fluid dynamics and thermodynamics enable meteorologists to forecast weather patterns with increasing accuracy. Equations describing air pressure, temperature gradients, and humidity interact to reveal the formation of storms, wind currents, and climate oscillations. This predictive power is not only scientifically valuable, but also essential for human preparedness and environmental stewardship. Symmetry, a concept deeply rooted in mathematics, also plays a vital role in natural pattern formation. From the bilateral symmetry of animals to the radial symmetry of flowers and starfish, this balance reflects efficient design principles shaped by evolution. Mathematical group theory helps describe these symmetries, providing a framework to classify and understand their occurrence across diverse species. Moreover, fractal geometry reveals how complex, self-similar patterns repeat at different scales in phenomena such as snowflakes, mountain ranges, and river networks. These fractals challenge traditional notions of smoothness and continuity, illustrating how nature embraces intricate detail through recursive mathematical principles. Recognizing these symmetries and fractal structures enriches our appreciation of nature's elegance and guides researchers in modeling its complexities. Beyond static forms, mathematical modeling extends to dynamic processes like the spread of diseases or the flow of nutrients within ecosystems. By applying systems of equations that capture rates of change and feedback loops, scientists can simulate how disturbances ripple through natural communities. These simulations inform conservation efforts by identifying critical thresholds where ecosystems may shift abruptly, allowing timely intervention. Similarly, meteorological models integrate countless variables to forecast not only immediate weather events, but also long-term climate trends. The predictive capacity of these models underscores the profound connection between abstract mathematics and tangible realities, reminding us that the rhythms of life are encoded in patterns decipherable through careful observation and calculation.
As we continue to refine these mathematical tools, the boundary between pure theory and empirical observation becomes ever more fluid. Equations once confined to chalkboards now inform satellite data analysis, ecological management, and climate science, bridging the gap between human understanding and natural complexity. This synergy empowers us to anticipate changes within ecosystems and atmospheric conditions, fostering a deeper respect for the delicate balance maintained by Earth's systems. Through the lens of mathematics, nature's patterns cease to be enigmatic and instead emerge as narratives written in numbers, stories of growth, decay, and renewal, patiently waiting to be read. This ongoing dialogue between theory and nature gently guides us toward further exploration and discovery. Among the many mysteries that nature presents to us, the intricate patterns adorning animal skins have long captivated human curiosity. Why do zebra stripes run in such precise parallel lines? Or how do leopard spots distribute themselves so evenly? It was in the mid-20th century that Alan Turing, a mathematician better known for his pioneering work in computing, turned his attention to these very questions. In 1952, he proposed a theory now known as reaction diffusion, suggesting that the beautiful patterns we observe are the result of chemical substances interacting and spreading across the skin during development. These substances, called morphogens, react with each other and diffuse through space, creating stable patterns that guide pigmentation. This elegant mathematical framework offered a profound insight that complex and seemingly spontaneous designs are, at their core, governed by simple chemical and physical laws. Turing's reaction diffusion model is grounded in the interplay between two types of chemicals, an activator and an inhibitor, that influence each other's concentration over time. The activator promotes pigment production, while the inhibitor suppresses it. As these chemicals spread through the skin's cells, their concentrations fluctuate, leading to the emergence of spots, stripes, or other motifs depending on the rates of reaction and diffusion. What is remarkable about this process is its self-organizing nature. Without any central control, local interactions generate global order. This principle extends beyond animal skin, finding echoes in patterns of seashells, leaf arrangements, and even the growth of certain plants. Through the reaction diffusion framework, Turing illuminated a universal mechanism by which nature's diversity of patterns arises from fundamental physical processes. mathematical elegance of reaction diffusion equations lies in their ability to translate biological phenomena into a language of change and balance. By solving these equations, researchers can simulate how patterns develop and transform under varying conditions. This has led to predictive insights, such as how mutations or environmental factors might alter an animal's markings. Moreover, it bridges the gap between the microscopic world of molecules and the macroscopic beauty we see with our eyes. Modern computational tools have expanded upon Turing's foundational work, enabling detailed visualization and experimentation that were once impossible. As we explore these models, we uncover not only the chemistry of life, but also the inherent harmony embedded within nature's design. Beyond the realm of biology, Turing's reaction diffusion theory has inspired interdisciplinary research, linking mathematics, physics, and art. The patterns generated by these equations exhibit symmetries and repetitions that resonate with concepts found in crystallography and geometry. Artists and designers often draw upon such natural motifs, translating them into human creativity, while scientists use similar principles to understand phenomena as diverse as chemical oscillations and ecological pattern formation. This convergence of ideas highlights the profound unity underlying natural systems, where simple rules give rise to astonishing complexity. In this light, Turing's work serves as a gentle reminder that within the chaos of life, there are threads of order, patiently waiting to be unraveled. Human anatomy offers a remarkable canvas where patterns and symmetry quietly express themselves, often unnoticed in everyday life. One of the most striking examples lies in the bilateral symmetry of the human body, a mirror-like balance dividing us into right and left halves. This symmetry is more than mere aesthetics. It plays a crucial role in development and function. From the alignment of limbs to the arrangement of internal organs, this balanced design supports efficient movement, coordination, and physiological stability. In fact, during embryonic growth, intricate genetic and molecular signals guide the symmetrical emergence of body structures, demonstrating how deeply rooted mathematical principles are in our very formation. Such natural symmetry not only facilitates practical biological functions, but also establishes a foundation for more subtle patterns that influence health and longevity. The human face, a focal point of social interaction, embodies patterns and symmetry that extend beyond physical form to touch on psychology and biology. Studies have shown that facial symmetry is often perceived as a marker of attractiveness, signaling genetic health and developmental stability. This perception has evolutionary underpinnings, as symmetrical features may indicate an individual's ability to withstand environmental stresses and genetic mutations. Yet, perfect symmetry is rare, and slight asymmetries contribute to the uniqueness and character of each face. The interplay between symmetry and asymmetry creates a dynamic balance, revealing how natural patterns are rarely absolute, but rather nuanced. Mathematical analyses, such as the use of the golden ratio, have been applied to facial proportions, uncovering relationships that seem to align with our innate sense of beauty.
These findings bridge the gap between biological function and aesthetic appreciation, illustrating how patterns in nature influence both the physical and social dimensions of human life. Beyond the face, symmetry extends into the structure of the human body on a cellular and molecular level, where patterns emerge from the interplay of form and function. For instance, the repetitive arrangement of muscle fibers, the branching patterns of blood vessels, and the segmented organization of the spine all reflect underlying mathematical principles. These patterns optimize efficiency, strength, and adaptability, allowing the body to respond gracefully to various demands. Nature often employs fractal geometry in these biological structures, where similar patterns recur at different scales, reinforcing resilience and complexity. Such ordered designs are not static but dynamic, capable of adjusting through growth and repair, embodying a balance between rigidity and flexibility. This harmony between pattern and purpose exemplifies how mathematics is woven into the fabric of life, guiding the architecture of our bodies in ways both visible and invisible. Investigating symmetry and patterns in human anatomy also provides valuable insight into health and medical sciences. Deviations from expected symmetrical patterns can indicate developmental anomalies, disease, or injury, serving as diagnostic clues. For example, asymmetry in facial features or limb proportions might be associated with genetic disorders or neurological conditions. Medical imaging and computational modeling increasingly harness mathematical principles to detect and quantify these variations, enhancing precision in diagnosis and treatment. Moreover, understanding natural patterns aids in the design of prosthetics, surgical interventions, and rehabilitation strategies that align with the body's intrinsic symmetry. This intersection of biology and mathematics exemplifies a holistic approach to health, where recognizing and respecting natural order supports healing and well-being. Through this lens, the study of symmetry transcends aesthetics, becoming a vital tool in medical innovation and human care. The exploration of patterns and symmetry in human anatomy invites reflection on the profound connections between mathematics, biology, and aesthetics. These natural principles not only shape our physical form, but also influence how we perceive ourselves and others, weaving together threads of science and art. As we continue to unravel these patterns, we open doors to deeper understanding of human development, health, and identity. This journey from the predictable to the unique mirrors the broader tapestry of nature, where order and variation coexist in delicate balance. In the next exploration, we will turn our attention to the wider world of natural patterns, observing how symmetry and mathematical principles manifest in plants, animals, and ecosystems, revealing further layers of nature's intricate design. In the natural world, patterns emerge not only in the physical forms of living creatures, but also in their behaviors. Among these, the collective movements of animals offer some of the most captivating examples of pattern and symmetry. Flocking birds, for instance, glide through the sky in harmonious formations, each individual seemingly aware of its neighbor's positions and velocities. This coordinated movement is not random, but governed by subtle rules that each bird follows, such as maintaining a certain distance, matching speed, and aligning direction. These simple mathematical principles combine to create complex, flowing patterns that can change shape and direction almost instantaneously. Understanding these behavioral patterns allows scientists to decipher the underlying mechanisms of collective intelligence, showing how local interactions lead to global order. Similarly, schooling fish move in synchrony beneath the water's surface, their shimmering bodies forming fluid, undulating shapes. This behavior provides numerous advantages, including protection from predators and increased hydrodynamic efficiency. The patterns seen in schools of fish arise from individuals responding to the movements of their closest neighbors, adjusting their speed and direction with remarkable precision. Mathematical models describe these interactions using principles from physics and geometry, revealing how large groups can operate as a single, cohesive unit. Such models demonstrate that patterns of animal behavior are not just elegant to observe, but also essential for survival, shaped by evolution to optimize communication and coordination. These insights into collective movement highlight the deep relationship between biological systems and mathematical order. Beyond birds and fish, many animal species display patterned behaviors that reflect mathematical concepts such as fractals, symmetry, and periodicity. For example, the way ants follow pheromone trails or how wolves coordinate hunting strategies involves repeated patterns of interaction that can be mapped and predicted. These behaviors often emerge from simple rules applied at the individual level, yet they result in sophisticated group dynamics. Scientists use tools from complexity science to analyze these interactions, uncovering the hidden structures that govern social organization in animal groups. By studying these natural patterns, researchers gain valuable insights into communication networks, decision-making processes, and even the evolution of cooperation. This growing understanding bridges biology and mathematics, illustrating how nature's designs inspire scientific inquiry. The study of patterns in animal behavior extends beyond pure science, touching on technology and human innovation. Biomimicry, for instance, draws inspiration from the collective movements of animals to improve robotics, traffic flow, and even crowd management. Algorithms modeled on flocking and schooling behaviors help create decentralized systems capable of adapting to changing environments without centralized control. These applications demonstrate how the principles found in nature's patterns can be translated into practical solutions for complex problems. As we observe the symmetry and rhythm in animal groups, we begin to appreciate the profound connections between living systems and abstract mathematical ideas, reaffirming the elegance with which nature balances individuality and unity. As we further explore the natural world, the patterns of animal behavior remind us that symmetry and mathematical principles are woven not only into forms, but also into actions. These patterns reveal a fundamental harmony where each individual's behavior contributes to a larger, dynamic whole. Moving forward, we will delve into how these principles manifest in ecosystems, where interactions among countless species create a web of life marked by intricate balance and resilience. This continuation invites us to see nature as an interconnected system, where patterns at every level reflect the profound order underlying complexity. As we shift our attention from living patterns to the mineral world, we find a remarkable display of order and symmetry that emerges from the very building blocks of matter. Crystals, those captivating forms found deep within the earth, reveal the profound influence of atomic arrangement on shape and structure. At the microscopic level, atoms organize themselves in a repeating, orderly lattice governed by the principles of geometry and physics. This regularity in atomic placement gives rise to the macroscopic beauty of crystals, where symmetrical faces and angles reflect the underlying mathematical precision. Each crystal grows in harmony with itself, producing patterns that are not only visually stunning, but also scientifically informative, offering insights into the forces and conditions that shaped them. The symmetry observed in crystals is a direct consequence of the spatial arrangement of atoms within their structure. These atoms bond together in specific, repetitive patterns that extend in three-dimensional space, creating a lattice that can be described through mathematical symmetry groups. There are precisely 14 known lattice types, called Brevet lattices, which classify the ways atoms can repeat periodically in space. This mathematical framework explains why certain minerals exhibit cubic, hexagonal, or tetragonal shapes, among others. The faces of a crystal grow at rates influenced by atomic bonding strength and environmental factors, yet always maintain the inherent symmetry dictated by their internal lattice. This elegant dance between atomic forces and geometric constraints results in the diverse and orderly forms we observe, from the perfect cubes of pyrite to the six-sided prisms of quartz. Beyond the sheer aesthetic appeal, the symmetry and patterns in crystals serve important functions within the natural world. The uniformity of atomic arrangements contributes to unique physical properties such as hardness, cleavage planes, and optical behaviors like birefringence or luminescence. These characteristics influence how minerals interact with light, heat, and pressure, playing essential roles in geological processes and even human technology. For example, the piezoelectric properties of quartz, a direct result of its atomic symmetry, have found applications in timekeeping and electronics. The study of crystal symmetry also aids geologists and mineralogists in identifying unknown samples and understanding the environmental conditions of their formation. Thus, the mathematical order within crystals is not merely a visual marvel, but a key to unlocking the secrets held deep within the Earth's crust. The principles that govern crystal formation and symmetry extend beyond minerals and into broader natural phenomena.
The repetition and regularity seen in these atomic lattices echo the patterns found in snowflakes, which grow through similarly precise molecular arrangements of water. Even on a larger scale, the spirals of certain shells and the branching of trees reflect mathematical principles like the Fibonacci sequence and fractal geometry, linking mineral symmetry to the wider tapestry of nature's design. This interconnectedness suggests a universal language of order that transcends scale and substance, one that scientists continue to explore with a sense of wonder and curiosity. As we observe these crystalline structures, we are reminded that nature's beauty is often rooted in the elegant rules of mathematics and geometry. As we leave the realm of static crystals, we prepare to venture into ecosystems where dynamic interactions create living patterns of balance and resilience. Here, the principles of symmetry and mathematical order manifest in the relationships among species, energy flows, and nutrient cycles. Much like the atomic arrangements that define minerals, the connections within ecosystems reveal a subtle and intricate order, one that sustains life on our planet. This next journey invites us to perceive nature as a vast, interconnected system, where patterns emerge from complexity to create harmony and stability. At the smallest scales of existence, patterns unfold with remarkable precision. From the spiraling arrangements of leaves on a stem, known as phyllotaxis, to the fractal branching of blood vessels and tree limbs, these designs reflect underlying mathematical rules. The Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio often appear in these natural formations, guiding efficient packing, growth, and resource distribution. Such patterns are not arbitrary. Rather, they emerge because nature favors configurations that optimize strength, energy use, and function. As we observe these microscopic and cellular structures, we begin to see how mathematical principles serve as a blueprint, quietly shaping life's architecture. This delicate balance at micro levels sets the stage for larger, more complex systems. Moving beyond individual organisms, similar principles of symmetry and patterning extend into broader ecological contexts. The branching networks of rivers mirror the fractal designs found in leaf veins or neuronal pathways, all governed by rules that maximize efficiency in transporting water, nutrients, and signals. In landscapes shaped by erosion and vegetation, repetitive geometric shapes emerge, meandering curves, tessellated rock formations, and rhythmic patterns of sand dunes. These forms are not merely decorative, they reflect dynamic interactions between physical forces and biological processes. Mathematical models help scientists understand how such patterns evolve, revealing the invisible choreography behind the apparent randomness of nature. Here, the microcosm and macrocosm are linked through universal laws that balance chaos and order, complexity and simplicity. Ecosystems themselves are living mosaics, where patterns of species distribution
and population cycles resonate with mathematical rhythms. Predator-prey relationships may follow oscillations described by differential equations, while spatial patterns of vegetation often reveal regular spacing or clustering. It enhances survival and resource sharing. Symmetry, whether radial or bilateral, appears in countless organisms, reflecting evolutionary pressures to harmonize form and function. At every level, from molecules to mountains, mathematical principles provide a framework to understand how structure and behavior arise naturally. This interconnectedness underscores the elegance of nature's design, where simple rules give rise to complex beauty. As we continue our exploration, we turn toward the ways these patterns influence not only landscapes, but the resilience and adaptability of the living world itself. Patterns and symmetry are not mere curiosities of the natural world. They are fundamental expressions of the universe's underlying order. When we observe the branching of trees, the spirals of shells, or the fractal geometry of snowflakes, we are witnessing the manifestation of mathematical principles in living form. These recurring motifs arise because they often represent efficient solutions to physical and biological challenges. For example, the hexagonal cells of a honeycomb maximize storage space while minimizing material use, illustrating nature's tendency toward optimization. Recognizing such patterns allows us to appreciate the subtle logic woven into the fabric of life, revealing connections between seemingly disparate phenomena. This awareness enriches our understanding, inspiring both wonder and curiosity about how the same rules govern everything from microscopic organisms to celestial bodies. Symmetry in particular serves as a visual and functional hallmark of many living creatures and natural structures. Bilateral symmetry, where one half mirrors the other, is common among animals, facilitating balanced movement and sensory coordination. Radial symmetry, found in starfish and flowers, allows organisms to interact with their environment equally from multiple directions. Such symmetrical arrangements are not accidental. They often confer evolutionary advantages by enhancing survival and reproduction. Beyond biology, symmetry resonates deeply with human aesthetics, influencing art, architecture, and design throughout history. By studying how symmetry operates in nature, we gain insight into the principles that guide growth and form, bridging the gap between science and creativity. This understanding encourages us to look more closely at the world, finding order and beauty in places we might otherwise overlook. Mathematical patterns in nature also extend to dynamic processes, such as the rhythmic beating of a heart or the spiraling arms of a hurricane. These phenomena often follow equations and models that describe their behavior with remarkable precision. The Fibonacci sequence, a well-known numerical pattern, appears in the arrangement of leaves on a stem and the seeds of a sunflower, optimizing exposure to sunlight and packing efficiency.
Such recurring sequences and ratios hint at an inherent logic that transcends individual species or environments. By decoding these patterns, scientists can predict natural behaviors, model ecosystems, and even develop new technologies inspired by nature's designs. This blend of observation and mathematics fosters innovation across disciplines, demonstrating that the study of natural patterns is not just theoretical, but profoundly practical. Our growing ability to recognize and interpret patterns in the natural world has profound implications for science and technology. Biomimicry, for instance, draws directly from nature's time-tested designs to solve human challenges, from creating energy-efficient buildings inspired by termite mounds to developing adhesives modeled on gecko feet. These applications remind us that nature, through millions of years of evolution, has refined strategies that are sustainable and elegant. By aligning our innovations with these principles, we cultivate technologies that are not only effective, but also harmonious with the environment. This synergy underscores the value of paying close attention to natural patterns, not only to satisfy our intellectual curiosity, but also to guide the development of a more balanced and resilient future. As we deepen our exploration, we begin to see how the principles of pattern and symmetry extend beyond biology into the realm of human ingenuity. When we begin to observe the world with intention, patterns and symmetry reveal themselves as the quiet language of nature. From the spirals in seashells to the fractal branching of trees and rivers, mathematical principles form the unseen framework that shapes life on Earth. These recurring motifs are not random, but arise from fundamental laws that govern growth, structure, and function. They offer a glimpse into a profound harmony where complexity emerges from simple rules. By attuning ourselves to these natural patterns, we invite a deeper appreciation of the interconnectedness woven into the fabric of the living world. This perspective invites us to slow down, to notice the subtle rhythms and repetitions that bring balance and order to seemingly chaotic environments. Symmetry, in particular, is a powerful expression of nature's mathematics, reflecting both beauty and efficiency. Whether in the bilateral symmetry of animals or the radial symmetry of flowers, this balance creates stability and function. Mathematical concepts such as the Fibonacci sequence or the golden ratio often appear in these symmetrical forms, bridging the gap between art and science. Such principles not only provide structural integrity, but also influence how organisms interact with their surroundings, from attracting pollinators to optimizing light absorption. Recognizing symmetry as a universal principle reminds us that mathematics is embedded in the natural order, serving as a guide for evolution and adaptation. This realization fosters a sense of wonder and respect for the intricate designs that sustain life.
mathematical patterns we observe in nature are more than just beautiful phenomena. They are keys to understanding the processes that govern growth and change. Fractals, for example, illustrate how simple, repetitive patterns can create infinitely complex structures, visible in snowflakes, coastlines, and even the human circulatory system. These self-similar forms demonstrate how nature efficiently manages resources and space. By studying these principles, scientists and engineers can design systems that mimic natural resilience and adaptability. This ongoing dialogue between observation and application highlights the elegance of nature's solutions and inspires a harmonious coexistence between human innovation and the environment. Through this lens, mathematics becomes a bridge connecting us to the living world, revealing its hidden order and timeless wisdom. Ultimately, embracing the patterns, symmetry, and mathematical principles present in nature invites us to see the world with a renewed sense of clarity and reverence. It encourages a mindset that values balance, sustainability, and interconnectedness. As we move forward in science, technology, and daily life, this awareness can guide us toward choices that honor the natural systems supporting all life. The silent elegance of nature's mathematics reminds us that beneath the surface of complexity lies a profound simplicity and unity. By opening our eyes to this hidden harmony, we are called to be not only observers, but also stewards of the delicate patterns that sustain our planet. In this way, the beauty of nature's mathematics becomes a source of inspiration, connection,